Have you ever watched people judge someone in less than 5 seconds, only to spend the rest of the day wishing they hadn't? It happened on my grandmother's 75th birthday. The entire family had gathered at a historic countryside estate that none of us had ever visited before. Luxury cars lined the driveway, designer suits, sparkling jewelry, expensive handbags. Everyone seemed determined to outshine everyone else. Then my wife, Emma, stepped out of our old sedan. She wore a simple navy blue dress she'd owned for years. No diamonds, no designer label, just a neat dress, comfortable shoes, and the warm smile that made me fall in love with her 15 years earlier. My cousin whispered loudly enough for everyone to hear. "Looks like someone couldn't afford the dress code." A few relatives laughed. Another aunt smirked. I thought this was a formal party. Emma heard every word. She simply smiled and squeezed my hand. "I like this dress," she whispered. I smiled back. "So do I." Neither of us knew that before sunset. Those same relatives would be standing in complete silence, watching someone place the keys to the entire estate into Emma's hands. Chapter 2. The Family That Measured Everything by Money. My name is Nathan. Growing up, my family believed appearances meant everything. The newest car, the biggest house, the most expensive watch. If you looked wealthy, you were respected. Emma never cared about any of that. She was a public school teacher, the kind of woman who remembered birthdays, baked cookies for neighbors, and spent weekends volunteering at the local library. She always told me, character lasts longer than fashion. My relatives never understood her. To them, kindness looked cheap. Designer brands looked successful. So whenever Emma wore something simple, they treated her as if she didn't belong. For years, she ignored it. Until that birthday. Chapter 3. The Strange Birthday Invitation. The invitation had surprised everyone. Our grandmother had asked every member of the family to attend one final birthday celebration at the old Hawthorne estate. None of us owned it. At least, that's what everyone believed. Throughout the afternoon, relatives competed for Grandma's attention. Expensive gifts, fancy speeches, perfect family photos. Emma quietly helped the kitchen staff carry trays. She sat with Grandma when everyone else was busy taking selfies. She noticed Grandma looked tired and found her a blanket before anyone else did. No cameras, no audience, just kindness. Grandma smiled. "You've always treated me like a person, not a prize." Emma didn't think much of those words. I never forgot them. Chapter 4. The Announcement. As dinner ended, the estate manager walked into the ballroom carrying a small wooden box. The room became quiet. Grandma slowly stood. "I've listened to all of you talk today about success, money, and family." She paused. "Now I'd like you to meet the true owner of this estate." Everyone looked at my oldest uncle, then my wealthy cousin, then my aunt. Instead, Grandma turned toward Emma. The room froze. She opened the wooden box. Inside was a heavy brass key and a folder of legal documents. Grandma smiled. "Emma, I transferred ownership 6 months ago." Gasps filled the room. "Someone dropped a wine glass," my cousin whispered. "That has to be a joke." It wasn't. Chapter 5. Why Emma? Confusion quickly turned into outrage. My uncle demanded answers. "She married into this family." Grandma calmly nodded. "And she's the only one who ever acted like family." She looked around the room. "When I was sick last winter, who drove me to every doctor's appointment?" Emma. "When I couldn't climb the stairs, who cooked my meals?" Emma. "When I felt lonely, who visited without asking for anything?" Emma. Not one wealthy relative could answer, because they already knew. Every word was true. Grandma looked directly at my cousin, the one who mocked Emma's dress. "You judged her clothes." I judged her heart. Chapter 6. The Quiet Revenge. The room suddenly changed. Relatives who had ignored Emma all afternoon rushed over. Congratulations. Hugs, forced smiles, offers to catch up. Emma thanked them politely. Nothing more. Then my aunt nervously asked, "So, I suppose we'll still be welcome here?" Emma smiled kindly. "Of course." A long pause followed. "For family." The room fell silent again. Everyone understood exactly what she meant. Respect couldn't be borrowed after years of disrespect. The invitations would be earned, not expected. That hurt far more than any angry speech ever could. Chapter 7. The Truth About Wealth. A week later, Emma received dozens of phone calls. Relatives suddenly wanted coffee. Dinner, business ideas, loans. She declined every request with kindness. "No, thank you." No revenge, no insults, no humiliation, just healthy boundaries. Eventually, the calls stopped. People realized they hadn't lost an estate. They had lost access to someone they had underestimated for years. Chapter 8. The Best-Dressed Person in the Room. A year later, we hosted Grandma's 76th birthday at the same estate. Emma wore the exact same simple navy blue dress. This time, nobody laughed. Nobody whispered. Instead, guests complimented her elegance, not because the dress had changed, because people finally understood elegance isn't stitched into expensive fabric. It's revealed through kindness, humility, and character. As the evening ended, Grandma quietly leaned over and smiled. I always knew that dress would become the most valuable outfit anyone wore in this house. She was right. The relatives thought luxury came from labels. They learned far too late that real wealth is measured by the way you treat people when you think they have nothing to offer. And sometimes, the sweetest revenge isn't proving people wrong. It's succeeding so quietly that they have no choice but to face the truth themselves. If this story touched you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments. Would you have forgiven those relatives or kept your distance? Kindly subscribe to our channel for more interesting and real story.